Hello, my name is Elizabeth DeVries, and today is January the 19th, 2024. It's the day before our inauguration in the United States, an inauguration that does not only have a nationwide reflection of who we are, but a global connection and disconnection to the rest of the world. So tomorrow's inauguration, as I mentioned before, the sun will be conjunct Pluto. So we're going into almost like stepping into a new era of life. Not just because of whom we will be facing, but how we face what we're facing. So today's video, I want to talk to you a lot about intention and the power of energy, the focus of energy, the capacity for our focused energy to literally change the world. Somebody came up to Gandhi at the end of his life and said, "How did you ever get India free of the British? How did you manage to do that in a state of peace, in a state of relaxation, in a state of focused intensity, but of absolutely no violence?" And he said, "Through example, I managed to help the people of my country join me in a peaceful place of focused intensity. I kept my focus on peace. I kept my focus on harmonious separation and freedom for my people." We're facing a similar situation tomorrow. That's my dryer making its little melody for me. So I guess that has a particular message there. So basically what I'm trying to say is that tomorrow we have become in many ways a nation of complainers. We complain how this happened, how that happened, how this was unfair, how this person's cheating this person, how this leader is going to do this is that. And we put a massive amount of energy into presupposing what somebody's actions are going to be. And pretty well our intensity of being has been focused on the negative. Tomorrow, today, and hopefully from this day on, we take our focus off what is wrong and we start to gently, but with great internal capacity to connect to our inner being, draw on that energy to envision where and how we see America unfolding. We stop giving our power and our energy to a situation that we consider to be utterly negative and that will take us down the rabbit hole with oligarchies, etc., etc. I'm not going to go into all the directions that we could end up going, nor am I Pollyanna enough to say that there will not be a lot of changes that we might not feel comfortable with. What I'm saying is, it's kind of like, I gave a reading the other day, a woman called me and she said, "My granddaughter is 3 years old and she's a very naughty little girl. She doesn't listen to anybody. She's in a bad mood all the time. She has a lot of anger." And I sat very quietly and I reflected on the child and I moved forward in time. I could see the child in school. And what I saw was a child with an abundance of fire energy, abundance of creative force, abundance of athletic capabilities, and frustrated that she was still in a little body and couldn't manifest and express all that was running around inside her and bubbling to the surface. So I saw this child at age 5 going to school and being a thoroughly cooperative, happy, incredibly exuberant individual. And from that time on, once she had opportunity and outlet for all this excessive energy, becoming an amazing young woman. That's the way I hope we can look at our country, the way we can look at people with whom we don't jibe. As I've spoken before, I do not like the focus on being within a tribe. I think it's a negative focus. I think it's a way of gathering unto us people that will agree with our viewpoints, our belief systems, and we're not expanding or growing at all by staying within the perimeters of our own left brain judgments. The way that we expand and grow, the way we truly learn about unconditional love is through extending our circle beyond what's comfortable and learning to find gifts and radiance and unique expressions in other people that have completely different viewpoints than we have, belief systems, ways of acting, color, race, religion. We grow through understanding. If you think of this vast human body of which you are a cell and I'm a cell, am I going to look at another cell on another part of my own body and say, that cell is like a cancer? No, I'm going to try to make my whole body healthy in mind, emotions, and spiritual connection. And that in turn is going to send an energy to every cell in my body, and my body will lift in its vibration, and that vibration will eradicate the specified illnesses. It's the same tomorrow. What I think would be really helpful for us tomorrow is to sit quietly. If the inauguration is going to upset you, don't watch it. Don't even turn on the TV. Go and sit in the nature, sit quietly, and envision where you see yourself moving in the next period of your life, where you see your own expansion. What do you envision for your own life? What would you like to release from your own persona that's not serving you anymore? How do you envision the country in a state of well-being? What would you like to contribute? How are you going to make the country more healthy by creating a time of your own internal mental health and attitudes? How about broadening your perspective? When we move into our right hemisphere of our brain, instead of coming to quick judgments about people, places, and things, we start to see a broader perspective, and we start to see alternative solutions. We don't have a judgment of others in the same way. Instead, we look at it as a flowing into, as a flowing with, as an allowing, as an imaginative discovery of a new way of being. This is what our country needs right now. So I ask you, please to realize that when you focus on any leader or any person in your life who gets your Irish up, who gets you agitated, who gets you angry, who makes you fiery, and gets you into a negative state of being, first of all, I want you to remember that that anger that you're emitting is affecting everything. I think I've said in other videos they can actually measure anger on the bark of a tree 100 feet away, but that doesn't mean the anger is not still moving past that, it means our set of measuring is not sophisticated enough yet to measure that distance, which is infinitely outwards. So what do you want to send out tomorrow? And also remember, anger is a forceful energy. If you focus it on somebody, you are actually increasing their power. You are giving them your energy. You're expending your energy, burning out your own energy, and they are being lifted by your energy. That's why sometimes people say it's better to be noticed than not to be noticed at all, even if it's in a negative way, because they actually receive energy from our contribution of energy. So another thing I think is I've been really encouraging a lot of people, not just in Los Angeles, but all over the world, is to create a vision board for yourself. Tomorrow, the sun and on Tuesday will be exactly conjunct Pluto. So this is our time to take our solar energy, the force of our being, and to create a profound transformation within ourselves, and to allow ourselves to rise to, it's like our own self-immolation of our more negative traits as we move into a higher vibration. I'm sure you've heard it a million times, but everything is about energy. Everything is about where we personally vibrate. And if you could see the aura of someone, well, in a state of anger, it's quite a big energy, but it's a darker energy. It's a dark red. If you could see someone in a state of illumination, you would see very pale light, glorious, wide, broad aura around them, of light color, of exquisite dimensions. And that's why often when people sit in the presence of a great master, they feel healed just by being in their presence. Or if you walk into the home of someone who's a healer or a great light, you will feel a sense of peace envelop you when you walk into that home. Well, we are many satellite stations of either light, love, peace, mercy, gentleness, and wisdom. Or we are satellite stations of a darker, more condensed, more enclosed energy. This is what I also share with people that are in heavy grief, and I don't blame people when they lose someone that they go into grief. It's a human trait to grieve, especially when we've loved immensely. But if we could understand that when we are in a state of grief, to offer our grief up to our mighty soul, and to call on the guides and angels to heal us during that period, so that we can release that person to other realms of being. This is the greatest gift we can give someone that's left their form. And we will literally, if you see pictures of people in grief, it's a very enclosed, downward, condensed energy. And that's why people will say to me often, I don't feel them around me when that person is around them. Well, they won't feel them around them because they're in a dense, enclosed cubicle of grief. Again, I repeat, grief is natural, normal, and strikes us unawares at the most unusual moments. But the sooner that we can understand the light that we can send to the other side, to the other realms, by holding them in light and asking them to move on into the light and say, darling, I free you. I love you so much. I free you. This is what we need to do right now for our country. We need to find our faith in the rightness of being, in the rightness of things, in the left hand of God, sometimes acting through strange circumstances to create a revolution within, so that we actually get moving and make change within ourselves, and in turn join with others that are aspiring for change and actually do something positive. We are going through a powerful global transition right now, and I'm not promising it's going to be easy at first, because stretching beyond where we are has always got a bit of an edgy feeling to it. And let's not turn into complainers, like, did you see what he did today? He's doing this, he's doing that. Just give all our energy when we could be saying, I am envisioning, say for example, I'm envisioning a school where children go and they learn not only about intellectual activities and the reading, writing, arithmetic, and philosophies, but that they also learn about kindness, they learn about mercy, they learn about divine attributes, where things are held sacred. Let's envision a world where we start to hold Mother Earth as sacred and realize that we are sustained by her merciful generosity. I will end there. If you would like a reading with me, I do mediumship readings, I do healings, I work with animals, and I would love to help you at this time as we all move and grow and stretch beyond where we were before. Thank you, and may we all grow in mercy and wisdom. God bless you.